You are now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Snake Wood Net Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spider Loke. You know I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Jeter, gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing to be back in the Black Box as we blow a succession. The constant continuous content creation campaign continues. Those are the 7 C's. As I navigate these, I am the captain of the ship, SPI Easty, a.k.a. Mr. VJ Keyway, Mr. 1597 himself. It's time for some R&R. So roll up, relax, and random and react to some of this content in these YouTube streets. The Santana BLOCC CRIPS shot up a party, killing 2. The story of Breon Taylor and Dennis Moses. Pretty bold title. I said, hey, why not? It's the 7 C's. Continuous constant content creation campaign continues. So with no further ado, let's see what the Santana BLOCCs have been up to.
Today, we're addressing the tragic story of Breon Taylor and Dennis Moses. Let's get into it. Compton and Long Beach, they're 2 bordering cities known for their history of violence and gangs. In a 10-year span from 2000 to 2010, approximately 302 people were murdered in Compton. Of those, 177 remain unsolved. While Long Beach experienced a notable drop in homicides, with the city reporting 33 murders in 2010, the Los Angeles Times analysis of coroner's records shows that Long Beach had 44 homicides in 2009 and 47 in 2008. One big source of violence and death that occurred in these locations are the gangs that reside in these areas. Compton is home to many gangs, including the Compton Barrio Tortilla Flats, the birthplace of the Paru umbrella, as well as the Compton Crips, which include gangs like the Nutty Block Compton Crips, the Southside Compton Crips, and the Santana Block Compton Crips. And Long Beach is home to one of the most hated and deadly gangs in LA County, the Longos. No Bloods, but a lot of different Crip gangs like the Sons of Samoa Crips, the Rollin' 20 Crips, and the Insane Crips. In the mid-2000s, both cities implemented several gang injunctions and raids in an effort to slow down the gang's activities and to stop the common killings occurring in the cities.
The Beach Police Department and the Long Beach City Prosecutor's Office worked together to create a new and innovative gang injunction.
But this aggressive approach towards these factions barely slowed down the activities of local gangs. And in these years, unfortunately, no person or place was excluded from the violence. If you were in an area where gang activity was taking place, even if you had no attachment to a gang, you were putting yourself in danger. Mall shootings, school shootings, and parties ending early due to gang violence was a common occurrence throughout both cities. Even with efforts from the local youth to stop the killings, the 2000s was a deadly era for Compton and Long Beach. And in 2008, a tragic example of this played out. Randall and Carlton Hook are twins who founded an anti-gang social group called the Act Rights, derived from the words acting right, whose origins Randall Hook described as a group of friends who wanted to avoid the gang life, but still have funds in the area that they're standing in. Saying we chose that term because there was and still is the misconception that inner city youth, especially African-American adolescents from Compton in particular, are troublemakers. So we started the group to show that we could be from Compton, but didn't necessarily have to be bad kids. The message was simple but powerful. Being young, black, and from Compton didn't mean you had to be a criminal. The Act Rights were proof of that. They threw several events, made music, and built community. The events were about fun too, not fear. In addition to being an anti-gang group, the Hook twins also hosted several parties in the area, including a birthday party for the twins on January 19, 2008, and a Masonic Lodge at 5918 Parkcrest Street in Lakewood, California. The group knew how deadly the Compton Long Beach area was in 2008, so the Hook family took numerous steps to promote safety and avoid trouble at the party. They held the party at a Masonic Lodge next to a church, hired security guards, and served no alcohol, and charged $10 for admission as a means of screening and controlling the flow of guests. That being said, the Act Right members expected around 80 to 90 people to attend the party. So the turnout, it was surprising. The party, it was well attended, with around 300 people packed elbow to elbow inside, and even more in the parking lot and waiting in line. Meanwhile, earlier that night, Santana Block Crip members Marzel Stringer, Isaac McLeod, KL, and L. Rad L's house. McLeod and Stringer, who heard about the party, talked about going that evening. But L, who knew the area, told them they should not go because bad things happen when you go where you ain't supposed to be. But most of the group didn't listen. Instead, McLeod said they should bring a 22 or a bigger gun to the party. That's when a friend of McLeod and Stringer, who they had known as Black T, arrived at the house and showed the others a semi-automatic handgun he had brought with him. According to L, it was a 9, similar to a Glock. And upon seeing the gun, Stringer said to the group that they can use it for protection at the party and told McLeod to get the gun from Black T. To which Black T agreed and let him borrow. Later that night, Stringer drove McLeod to the party that the Hook Twins were throwing at the Masonic Lodge in Lakewood. When they arrived at the party, it was already a lot of people inside, with a long line coming out the entrance and many more including Stringer and McLeod in the parking lot. So Stringer, McLeod, and a few others got in line for the party, but once in front, Stringer gets denied entrance to the party. Stringer, he considered this denial disrespectful. So tensions rose fast as the group confronted the people denying them entrance. Soon after, an argument broke out near the entrance, with someone punching Stringer in the face, followed by a small scuffle. Humiliated and furious, Stringer storms off, telling McLeod, go to the car and get the gun. And ominously adding, we're about to end this party. And once he retrieves the gun, Stringer instructed him to shoot up in the air just to scare him. But what happened next was complete chaos. Instead of shooting in the air, McLeod takes the 9mm, points it at the Masonic Lodge windows to the front entrance, and lets off several shots. Meanwhile, inside the party, the teens, they were enjoying the night. But like mentioned, the party was packed elbow to elbow. So after a few pushes and shoves amongst a couple of the partygoers, a scuffle or a fight breaks out inside the lodge. So the twins' father, believing the situation had become uncontrollable, decided to shut down the party. But before he could do so, gunshots were fired into the lodge, shattering a window near the front entrance. The kids, they scattered and ducked for cover. And after the firing stops, the fear is immediately converted into grief as the party realizes 3 people have been hit. A minor only identified as RG was shot in the leg, and both Redondo Union High School student Breon Taylor and Long Beach Jordan High School student Dennis Moses were shot in the head. When the paramedics arrived, Taylor and Moses, who were still breathing, were taken to Lakewood Hospital. But sadly, both of them passed away from their wounds the following morning. Back at L's house, Stringer returned looking panicked, nervous, scared, and walking in circles. I didn't do it, he kept repeating. Once he calmed down, he told L that he and McLeod drove to the party. Stringer walked up to the door and they socked him in the face. So he says he ran back to the car and told McLeod, get him, go get him. Stringer then told L that he got the gun from McLeod, fired 2 shots aiming towards the party, and then handed the gun back to McLeod, who fired 8 more shots, followed by them driving away from the lodge. Back at the shooting scene, investigators recovered 10 9mm casings from the parking lot. None were found inside. Ballistics confirmed all bullets were fired from the same gun, likely the one shown earlier by Black T. The bullets had traces of glass, meaning that they had passed through the lodge windows before striking the victims. But the weapon, it was never found. In addition, witness accounts varied. Some said shots were fired inside, some said shots were fired outside. People remember different clothes, different shooters. Some heard 3 shots, others swore it was 20, but a few things were clear. 10 bullets were fired, the maximum capacity for a standard 9mm magazine. A beige Buick Regal was seen speeding away from the shooting, and while there was more than a few witnesses, nobody could definitely identify the shooters or feared to do so. But in the days that followed, classmates and witnesses began to talk. A couple of days after the shooting, a student at Wilson High School who attended the party told a gang intervention worker that he so did it, saying Stringer told...
That's a real, you see adults ain't solid. Get to messing with kids, that's... that's a danger. Kids confide and console in adults. It's just nature. It's innate nature. Oh, my mama. So you having all this wild activity and then all these serious consequences that are supposed to be protected by the silence of kids.
McLeod to shoot in the air, and then McLeod, he shot towards the party. Shortly after that, that same student was interviewed by detectives, who showed him a picture of a beige Buick Regal that was registered to Stringer's mother. And they responded, telling the detectives that it looked like the car in which McLeod and the driver left in after the shooting. Another student who was friends with one of the victims and the alleged gunman, as well as sources close to the investigation, said McLeod, who was the main trigger man, was involved in a large brawl with rival gangs at Jordan High School in Long Beach the day before the shooting. Also, a week after the shooting, Stringer told his cousin about the incident, telling his cousin that he was at the party and his homeboy got into it with somebody, and the homeboy shot him and just left. Stringer's cousin...
He look familiar. I know I be saying that a lot, but he do look familiar. You never know whose paths you crossed, whose paths you have crossed on a consistent basis and don't really realize or remember where it belongs, and you know you've encountered it Maybe it's Pops.
Also asked about the gun, and Stringer told him that the guy got rid of it. And even with the chaos and confusion of the investigation,
That look like that 911 for Feezy.
the testimony began to align. Friends, classmates, and even Stringer's cousin all confirmed the same version of the story. An argument, a gun, an impulsive decision fueled by anger and pride. Sources close to McLeod said he had no idea who he had shot until media reports revealed the victim's name. When he learned that one of them was a friend and fellow Jordan High School student, Dennis Moses, he was devastated. He even spoke of suicide. Breon's mom, Carmen Taylor Jones, was out of town when Breon was killed. Breon was staying with a friend, and the two went to the party together with the permission of the other girl's parent. Due to her being out of town, she had to call around the hospitals to find out where her daughter was. Eventually, Jones called her eldest son, who had just turned 16, and instructed him to go to the hospital to identify the body. Jones was quoted saying, "One of the things that hurt my heart the most was the first thing he had to do as a man was go identify his sister. I was watching her blossom every day, saying she loved to sing, mentor her little sister, and spend time with her friends. Mentioning each and every child has their place in this family, and now we're missing a part of the cast, and it hurts." In the end, justice ran its course. Stringer and McLeod faced trial together, but were judged separately. For Stringer, the case was built on theories of felony murder and aiding and abetting under natural probable consequences. The jury found him guilty of 2 counts of second-degree murder, 46 counts of attempted murder, determining that he had used a firearm for commission of the crimes. And he was initially
Gave him attempted murder for everybody in there. That's crazy. Oh, my mama. That's crazy. They will stretch you out. Football numbers.
sentenced to 198
Lottery numbers. Oh, I'm glad. We finna see. I said lottery number. We finna see how many he got.
years to life in prison.
198. Wowzers.
However, in 2012, a higher court affirmed the murder convictions, but reversed the attempted murder convictions in a partially published opinion. When the case returned to trial court, the prosecution chose not to pursue the attempted murder charges again. As a result, Stringer was resentenced, this time to 15 years to life for each murder count, plus an additional 3 years for the firearm enhancement, for a total term of 33 years to life, meaning he's due to be released in 2041. McLeod, who was a trigger man, was convicted of 2 counts of second-degree murder and 46 counts of assault. He was sentenced to the maximum term of 202 years to life in a state prison. While this conviction helped bring peace to both families, unfortunately, the lives of Dennis Moses and Breon Taylor was lost that night. And
rest in peace to them.
No amount of time given to these two can bring those two back. The Hood twins, they tried to create something beautiful in a dangerous world. But violence, even when uninvited, still found its way in. This tragic situation, it emphasizes the crucial problem that come with local gangs, not just in LA, but down there everywhere. Kids killing kids. A press telegram article quoted McLeod laughed and yawned as the families of the victim poured out their hearts moments before a judge sentenced him to 200 years to life in state prison. McLeod, who was 16 years old when the situation played out, was a student at Jordan High School and knew Dennis very well. Because of his cold and impulsive decision, he has to spend the rest of his life in prison, with the lingering thought that he killed a friend and an innocent girl in Breon Taylor. From the looks of it, he's had a rough time in prison so far, with a notable change in his right eye, indicating that he was in some type of violence while locked up. What do y'all think though? Was the time too much or too little when it came to their convictions, or was justice served? Y'all let me know in the comments, let's have a conversation about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, or if you're part of the Danger Gang. Y'all stay safe and dangerous out there.
That's sad to hear them young people, anybody lose their life, but them young people that was trying to do something positive, if that's not like a trumped up story for the internet, a lot of times people put, they'll be caught up in something, but then when they pass, their parents get a hold to their image and they put forth the image, and I'm not saying that happened, it just happens. And like he said, it's not sad only to see young people, it happened all across the country, but it's up in my face in sunny Southern California.
Oh, why you do that? Cold T. This shit so smooth. Make me wanna get high. On the east side, I get high. So high. G, man. I stay G'd up from the head to the tiptoe. Blow a whole gang of weed, no dip though. I'm gritty on the grind so the grip grow. I ain't gotta say I shine cause the shit show. I wear khakis cause that's what I'm fit for. but I'm rich, bitch, and I'm a hit, ho. I can tell you was broke from the get-go. I drank XO, you sip Cisco, but it's still all good cause you lick low. And I done took 6 bricks with your big bro. Am I still in the hood pushing Nick Snow? It's official, get paid when I flip flow. I got a mansion, a Bentley, and a 6-0. Like a 6-0, I'm a rich roll. And get more while these bitch niggas slip slow. Get the memo, I got a 6-0.
A little bit of Hennessy, swishy sweets in a sack of Hedro. Let's get green, I know you know about that for sure. They say I blow too much, I don't do much, but I run through them O's. Very few days in California.
I don't know it all, but I tell you what I do know. How to get a gang of dough on a do-low. I got a big black 9 and a blue 4. And a bitch that grind like a true hoe. You can catch that shine if you do mo. And if you spit that rhyme with a new flow. Think I ain't got mine, but I do though. Get yours, cause it's good time to do so. Niggas slow cause they grinding too slow. And fall off when they finally do blow. No bullshit, my diamonds do glow. Sign the G unit and not the new road. The police can't stand the truth, so I did hard time drinking Pruno. I throw more left hooks than you throw. And plus I go twice as hard as you go.
A little bit of Hennessy, swishy sweets in a sack of Hedro. Let's get green, I know you know about that for sure. They say I blow too much, I don't do much, but I run through them O's. Very few days in California. Nightwood and that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
My nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low. Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nightwood, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, huh? Nightwood, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, crit.
Point blank, do no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!